Hello, welcome to the
Real Bit Wars.
I'm Chris, and welcome to the second episode of Parting Ways. So if you didn't catch that first episode of this new series, be sure to check that out. But long story short, I'm going to start selling, trading, flipping things to try and help me finish off these collections, going for the full NES set as well as the full Super Nintendo set. So today's a bit of a unique one. It might be something relatively unexpected, but I found something at Goodwill last year. I paid $2 for it. Turned out it was somewhat valuable, so I sold it because it was just kind of collecting dust. I wasn't entirely sure I would get around to actually watching it to begin with, but it was a DVD for the complete original series of the TV show Roseanne. I loved that show when I was a kid. I know there was like a revival more recently, which I've never seen. I have no interest in watching that. For $2, if I don't get around to watching it, then I'll just sell it. I should easily make those $2 back. Well, as a matter of fact, I sold it on eBay for $72, so pretty good turnaround there. And then I immediately said, well, I gotta spend those $72 on something. I saw a game that I've really been wanting for some time. Unfortunately, it was more than $72. But, lucky for me, for reasons I don't know, and I didn't bother to ask questions because I was glad to oblige, but there was a coupon code for $15 off. Not only did that put me down low enough, I actually turned in a slight profit on this one. So, when all things considered, shipping, selling fees, and the $2 I spent on the DVD box set, I actually came out slightly ahead on this deal. So, we're going to bring that countdown number up here. For the Super Nintendo, I got a relatively obscure one here. Legend. Now, this feels really good for one particular reason, and that is, if you go on a site like eBay and you type in Super Nintendo or SNES Legend, games like A Link to the Past, The Legend of Zelda, Mystical Ninja, The Legend of Mystical Ninja will show up, and this just kind of gets buried in that search, making it kind of tough to track down. I honestly knew nothing about this game. I just knew that I kind of wanted to get it out of the way for the simple fact that it was annoying to track this one down. Very generic name, generic logo on the label. There's not a lot to it. But it turns out this is actually a pretty cool kind of hack and slash beat 'em up. I will say it does play rather slow. It reminds me a little bit of Super Double Dragon in that sense. But I gotta be honest with you, I really like Super Double Dragon, even though it doesn't play as fast as it should. I think though the real problem with Legend is you have to hit the enemies seemingly 1,000 times before you kill them. Each one feels like a mini boss because it just takes too much time, and they come in droves and they respawn and all that stuff. So it's plagued by some sort of inconsistencies, but I gotta say I have been enjoying it so far. So that's it. This is a short one today. I traded one thing, got another, but hey, it's a game for the countdown, and that's always a good thing. So, cheers and thanks for watching.